Jack never imagined. Just because the whole class got summoned to another world, he was the only one thinking about how to escape. Before the summoning magic activated, Jack directly climbed onto the ceiling. This way, he wouldn't have to suffer in another world. But what Jack never expected was, even after hiding on the ceiling, he still got transported to the realm of the gods. And to make things worse, when the god saw Jack, he was stunned, because all the other students had already chosen their skills, and left for the other world. Looking at Jack still standing there dazed, the god grew impatient. He quickly opened the skill panel, and told Jack to pick his appearance. But since Jack was the last one to arrive, all the powerful skills and classes on the panel had already been taken. Only a bunch of useless looking skills remained. When Jack saw them, his head spun. The only class left was villager. For weapons, the worst possible staff skills were left. As for ordinary skills, all that remained were health and walking. Things that seemed completely useless. Jack couldn't take it. He asked the god if there were any practical skills left. If he had to rely on these, he wouldn't even make it out of the starter village. The god was deeply annoyed. He didn't feel like preparing new skills, so he gave Jack all the leftover useless skills that were displayed on the wall. Jack tried to refuse, but the god immediately sent him to the other world. At first, Jack felt completely hopeless. How could he survive with such terrible skills? But then the villager said lying on the ground shocked him. Even though it was a class no one would ever pick, the bag that came with it could store items infinitely, and inside, there were all kinds of mysterious equipment left by the previous villager. But at that moment, Jack had no idea. He just thought they were things nobody wanted. So Jack put on the villager set, and started checking his stats. Normally, an otherworlder's ability points start at 50, but Jack had one skill called ability roll, where he had to roll dice to decide his stats. This made Jack furious. He hadn't expected the god to actually give him all these terrible skills. After all, the maximum roll for 2 dice was only 12. Jack had no choice but to roll. Unexpectedly, the result was 2 6s. Jack didn't know what that meant, so he put all the points into luck. When the stat panel updated, Jack regretted it. He realized M stood for max. He should have put the points into attack or defense instead. Then Jack noticed 2 new skills on his panel, loner and monster taming. Jack didn't bother looking into them, since he was already a loner in his original class. Might as well stay that way in this world too. Then Jack started exploring the forest, and decided to build a giant cauldron. After walking for a while, Jack noticed the visibility in the forest was 4. If he accidentally ran into a monster, it would be bad. One of the skills he got seemed to be magic contacts. Jack took them out and put them on. It turned out this skill wasn't useless at all. Not only did it improve his vision to the limit, it even allowed him to appraise anything he looked at. Instantly, Jack felt the surroundings weren't so dangerous. He started searching for edible food, and some useful medicinal herbs. For survival, water was the most important. Jack used the villager set to collect a large amount. Finally, he needed a place to stay. Jack found a hidden cave. The space was spacious, but not very comfortable to live in. Luckily, Jack's villager set included a magic tent, and a magic lantern. Before long, night fell. Jack gathered some branches, then used the temperature skill he got to light them. Feeling the warmth of the fire, Jack thought even though these were all daily life skills, they weren't so hard to survive with. After a night's sleep, it was already the next morning. Thanks to the magic lantern's monster repelling effect, and Jack's homebody skill that protected his shelter, he managed to sleep peacefully through the night. But the feeling of hunger was still unpleasant. Jack took out the all-purpose villager set again. Inside, there was not only a pot, but also some leftover meat. Jack stir-fried it with the stamina mushrooms he foraged, added some seasoning, and successfully made his first breakfast in another world. After eating his fill, Jack apologized to the villager class. He never expected it to come with so many items. Did the